Hey everybody, I'm Rob the Builder. Can we build it? Yes, we can. Although today we're not so much building it as looking at it. Where I had some new toys arrive yesterday, and I'm very keen to have a close look at them. Now, the two toys in question. This is one of them. Italeri short Stirling. Now I got that. We might as well look at that one first. Now that I've got it, the other one, just so as you know, is this little critter, an Amodel BF109F2. Now in both instances I have had a quick squiz, and pretty happy with what I'm seeing on both of them, but I do want to have a closer look. So this we will now do. Alrighty, as always, mouthful of coffee, and then we'll get down to business, guys. Oh. Now then. Damn, that's bright. It's reflecting off the box, that's why. Up we come. Now, I should probably move you back for a moment. Let's just get that. Oh, really now? Come now, children. There. Thank you. Now, one thing I did see on this that I thought was a wee bit good. Check this, man. Hang on. Assembly sheets are done using pictures, not mere drawings, pictures. So you can't really, there's no guessing in what goes on. This is what it is. You can see quite easily. And hang on. Back it out a bit. And visually, it's an actual photograph, and I think that's fantastic. It does come with some photo etch, which I'm quite happy for, because I have all the bells and whistles for this, and it's got some great detail. I mean, look at this shit, man. That's good shit. It's quality shit, that is, spot gold. Now, this is the photo etch here. Oh, look at the dash. Looks like we're painting that. Here we go. So I guess I'll show us on the instructions, so that rolls. Choose version before assembly. Very cool. Okay, what happens here? The decal is at the back. The photo etch goes on top. Now, and yes, we paint that black. That's gonna look swish. There's a few swish looking bits, I would suggest. Like how they've got the. Now, is that painted, or do we do that as well? Got some levers there. Okay, so we paint a photo etch, except for those that are, such as the dashboard, that are on the back of the this dash. So that all borne in mind. There's some great detail. Just look at that. All right. Let's see what our options on versions are, shall we? All right. Now this is the one I was looking at. Now I have to bring you right back. And this is the Jolly Roger. The determining factor as to which one I actually do build. Probably a bit of bless their con socks. Scope this out. They even go into how you should use your stretch sprue to create your aerial. Oh, it comes to little wheel chocks. How cool! Bravo, kids. That's right. Oh, and a little foot. I'm going to zoom in for that. That is cool. Scope this. First, little wheel chocks to go under your front wheels, which is what they actually had. So view that as a wee bit cool. But also, yeah, we can have a little set of steps going up. That's cool. Now, zoom in for a moment. But this is in a minute I'm going to go through and see what other cool bits I can find. That's got me going, oh, yay, like that a lot. Now you've got the Jolly Roger. Gremlin teaser. These both have the 3 nose, dorsal, and rear gunner. Okay. The difference would appear to be an aircraft antenna thing. We've got this one, Lulu. I'm inclined, not so sure I see what the big difference is. I probably want to have a closer look. That's interesting. The back area here is all black, as opposed to what, well, on lengths you get. But I don't know, that's kind of freaky. Wow, I wouldn't have thought it rolled that way, but it does. All of that's black, but the tail areas, whatever, man. And that seems to be pretty standard. This one, okay, yeah, all right. Conversion unit. That's what the fuck that is. Yeah, look, in truth, it's a thing of. Here's a question, chaps. All the way through this, we have there, not there. But I wonder why. Maybe this one would go with bombs because there's not many sorties, so I don't know. Windows stripes. Not quite sure what they mean by that. Maybe that will become apparent if I look more closely through this. Ha! Just wow, guys. Seriously? This is, I doff my hat to them for the detail. Wow. Okay. Consider now. Let's see how well you can see what I'm looking at here. Not bad. Okay, so you make your chair with seat belts. Look how they've got the 4 individual bits of photo, in fact, 8 bits of individual photo etch that go in to create that. That's really, then that all goes together here with the 2, in fact, steering wheels. Wow. And you can see how they've gone right the way through. There's like a radio set there, and it shows in, again, I love the fact they've got these pictures, not just drawings, exactly where that goes onto that part. They give good information regarding what color they recommend for various parts, which is great. I'm always grateful for this. So, and look at this, like there's this tube that goes through there. Wow, this is quality work, chaps. I'm very impressed with it all. Once I've finished drooling my way through, actually this will be good to see. What have they done with the, and I missed a page there. So yeah, once you've got all that together, aha, look at that. So it all goes together into this quite neat, fully decked cockpit area. That must indeed is the bomb bay. Okay, yeah. Again, really like how they've given all the information you require to get it just so. Fine work on their behalf, I must say. Yeah, if you can. Yeah, this is just looking at the windows there. Very keen to have a look at the pieces themselves. I'll doubtless cream myself. Oh, look at that. Look at this shit, man. Wow. That's beautiful. They're making me all a quiver. They're making me all aglow. Oh, that is really good. Wow. And that makes it totally worth. I mean, if you look at this, hang on, where you can see how they've got the interior set there, totally makes it worth having that door open. Totally makes it worth having that door open. And that's basically the components of it there. Swing, bada bada. Here's one of the, there's the dorsal turret. Not as exciting as I thought. I would say that's the nose turret. Far more detail, very detailed printing too, I must say, of the part by the looks, based on these. I'll see how they come up in here. Seeing the good detail on the. It's just win, 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 win. It's all the gear you'll want, man. If you were, I'll zoom you out a bit. It's a bit. So yeah, the interior work goes right the way down to the back. Um, they probably could have done something there, but I think what they've done is sensible in as much as only those areas where you could look in via a window here or via the door there have they bothered. I mean, if you're going to seal that off, you could probably not do that. I will choose to do that. That is pretty sexy stuff, kids. Tail, pretty straightforward. Ah, now here comes some of the one would have. That's cool. There's actually two pieces that go there. If you're going to do that one, I have to do a bit of a look. But that's really now what I have to have a look on the internet as to what that specifically is. It goes on the interior. There's a part there. It goes on the interior of that being the canopy. Kids. Bombays. Bombs. See color profiles for bomb alternative painting and decal positioning. So there are options. Right. We're going for Bombay Open. Tell you what. Yeah, very happy with what I've seen here, as you can gather. Okay, yeah, wheel position is variable according to. Probably not going to be doing that, but if you do, that's where you put it. I wonder what the deal is with that. Why that's actually been, or as to whether that's a. That's not an option. Be that as it may. Oh my. Really? It looks like here you can cut out little portions of the wing, and I would suggest that, and also put some, that's where you would apply some photo etch parts which you would paint. That would be the wow. It's got all the bells and whistles, kids. Look at the detail on that. Now I was looking for to see if I'm correct about that photo etch part going in on the doesn't say which photo etch part. Okay, here's the difference. This is if you just want them up so they're flying. This is what we'll be doing. And again, draw. That's that. Still would like to see. Find. Yep, indeed. There we go. They didn't go in there. Being they're on. They're not photo etch. It's a different part. And have a quick. We're looking at 1, 2E, and there'll be a corresponding number on the other side. So we'll try and track them down specifically when we start looking at the actual plastic. The engine's looking very chipper. That's good detail again. Nice. All right. The ultimate one. That's a again, good piece of work on the tail gunner position. I is most impressed. All right. Now that I've finished drawing, let's have a look at these parts. Now again, here's the photo etch. We do paint, but obviously selectively, and they do at least give a very accurate set of photo guides for what colours are appropriate. So we're doing all right there. Liking that. Here are our decals. Nice. One of the things I'm happy to see is that the borders are at there's plenty of space around all the decals, which is a pleasant situation to work with. I don't like being cramped on doing my decaling. I really don't. It pisses me off. So these are all. The other is the border around the individual, be it letter, roundel, whatever, is pretty small, and that's going to really help facilitate a few things. As far as that gives you much, because I've got more space, I don't need to worry. This is the stuff that makes me happy, kids. Very happy with that. All right. So far, I view this as money well invested, I must say. Ah, individual packing. Nice one, kids. Now, is there a... Do I need to actually slice it, or will it... actually, I'll probably... Now, which one's this? This is A. Now, one thing I've got to say... A lot of it I can probably just look at through from here. I don't know how well you're going to see this, though. Everything. You know, what I'll do, give me a moment. Scissors. What do we require here? There we go. Yeah. Oh. Now I've done that, I'll just... There we go. Now, this is the canopies. Now I'd say that piece that I was looking at before goes straight down the middle there. Wow, that's beautiful. Very clearly defined in everything. Now, that may sound like nothing in particular. Kids. Oh, bravo. Oh, to show you what I'm creaming myself over. Hang on. Oh, that is good. That is dead sexy. Dead sexy. Again, this is a bravo moment for me. Okay, there's an option you have that I will utilize, whereby you can slice out the corners of the wings where the lights would be. Then you put these in, these clear pieces where the lights would be. And you would paint these the appropriate with transparent blue or transparent red, but ultimately you get a much better light effect. That is fantastic. That really is excellent work. Bravo, Italeri. Bravo. And here, you can see there's a very clear and defined ridge down the middle of the canopy. And that is where, on this inside area, a beam actually goes. There's actually a beam they supply you with that goes there. That is cool. Beautiful. Now, might as well, while I've sliced this open, yeah, totally the gear. It's more. Here's that beautiful. Here's that step ladder that will go that way. Look at that control panel. Right. Watch any of those really. Look at them. Beautiful. I'm going to go to town with the detailing on this shit, man. That is sensational. Not quite sure what that is. Why it's got that little... I'm almost curious enough to... I reckon that's the beam that goes down the middle of the canopy. Check that. I reckon that goes on the inside of the fuselage at one point. That's a guess. I'm curious enough to check it out. Let's see if I'm right. But that's got really awesome detail all the way through it. I'll zoom you out. So that's we're looking for part A, 3 and 5. Now, unless I miss my guess, let's just trying to find where the canopy parts are. Looking. Maybe. Aha. A 3A. Yep. So that is a little off. I'll show you once I've checked the other one, which I think. Yep. All right. Now, this part here is. Can you put this around? Yeah, very impressed with this. Okay, there's a part there. What they've done, quite spectacular with the detail, is that is cloth pulled across to allow access to the rear wheel and other mechanical details. Nice job. Equally, this is a beam that goes down the center of the cockpit canopy. These are tubes that go down the side. Oh, beautiful detail. Very good work. Okay, where shall I pop this for the time being? First, let's put it back in its bag, shall we? But wow. Just wow. Huh. I'd heard it was good. In fact, the word I heard used was superb, and they were not exaggerating. Oh, that's the door right there. Even check this out, man. The door has all the nice little cross beams and everything. Guns. Everything about it, guys. Just amazing. Now these are 2 sprues here. There's the engines. Anything else here that makes me go? I'd like to really go one arm over. No. No, they're all fairly for the engines. There's 2 parts to them. And I must say they're both very nice and clear and defined. Give me a moment. I'll show you. As you can see, oh, hey, how you doing? I'm having a bit of a... This is the Italeri short Stirling. I got it because I got an Airfix short Stirling off of eBay. The kit itself was all right, but the decals on it, because it was an old kit, were absolutely horrible. So I ordered this one, and guys, I've got to say, if you're ever considering getting the Italeri short Stirling, do it. It's fantastic. How you been, by the way? In fact, I'm quite happy to go back over and re-drool on some of the stuff, even down to scope this shit out, man. The assembly sheet. No, whoops, that's upside down. It's not drawn, it's actual photographs they utilize of an assembly in progress. How do you fault that? You can't. That's how. The engines are pretty sweet. That's the 2 parts to them. This is, zoom in a bit. That's one part. Again, you can see it's nice and move the line a bit. There we go. It's a bit better. As you can see, they're quite sharp in their detail. Now the other side of them is here. Boom. And again, that same sort of nice defined action on the cylinders. Pretty happy with it. The stuff that had me absolutely creaming myself was with the wings. They actually give you the option of, most of this is the more, here's something that's kind of cool. They supply proper wooden wheel chocks for the big wheels, and zoom me back out a bit. One 4-engine heavy bomber. The Stirling is, well, one of the biggest. The only aircraft that was really bigger that was two, actually. Focke-Wulf Condor was, I believe, was bigger, and the B-29. Probably the only ones that were bigger, and certainly in length and stuff. Anyway, what I was going to make mention of, right here, another point here, they give you the option on trimming out some plastic and replacing it with clear plastic to create the lights. This is the Stirling, mate. Yes, indeedy. Correctamundo. And she's a big beastie. In fact, give me a moment. Really like one. Here's some of the stuff that had me going, oh, oh. Is to be found more on this sprue. Like I said, that thing with the lights is really cool. But they do stuff like I can see why they don't, in as much as it does require to go for a solid sort of plastic as this and then try and get clear in at the same time. Very tricky with the molding. Probably that's the issue. I don't know. But ultimately they give you the option of putting the clear in. But look at this really sweet detail on the that goes on the side of the fuselage, like inside. And it's pretty much it. Wherever you want to put, they've given you a part. It's all nice and crisp like that. That ladder, if you have the side door here open, goes there, and I'll be doing that because what happens as a part of the build, I'll show you using the assembly instructions, is you can see that they actually have quite a lot of detail down here at the back that you're only really going to see if that door is open. You get a little bit of viewing via the windows, but that door needs to be open to really enable people to see all of that. So, yeah, that's another reason to have the door open. I think having that option on its own is great. Yeah, here's something to check out. Now, if I pull this up to about there, maybe, for the time being. what I'll do, to give you an idea of comparative dimensions, okay, I'm going to put it right back for this. This is a Lancaster I'm working on. So you can see the Stirling was a much longer aircraft than the Lanc. Curiously, however, the wings, give me a moment, are not much longer at all, as you'll see, but they're much wider. These are the things, kids. Yeah, give me a moment. I'll just get Lanc out the way. Up you go. Yeah. Alrighty. So yeah, this is the what I had arrive yesterday, and all of which I'm pretty happy with, I've got to say. Well, that's what I do. Although I am actually doing some. Now, what else was there that was very cool on here? A couple of bits here I'll show you very quickly. This part here actually goes on the inside of the along the center of the cockpit canopy. Zoom in a bit, hang on. Where are we? There. It actually goes on the inside, and it's the lights and a few other bits and bobs from the cockpit. That goes at the back, and there's basically a curtain that allows access to the rear wheel and mechanical areas at the back. What else was there that I thought was kind of cool? These here, there, and there are 95 Australian, which is about typical for what you'd get for pay for a bomber. But yeah, these two are pipes that go along the outside of the, or more on the inside, but along the out here. And it's just beautiful. Life is good. Yeah, 95 Australian. Now, that's the price that I was able to get it from a local hobby shop. And that's sort of, if you get it via, say, eBay, you might pay more, you might pay less. You all know how it rolls. I'll just put them back in. Now, something else that's really cool about this that had me going ooh and ah. While I'm here, actually, here's the lights for the wing corners. You have to get them correct, or you're going to get them the wrong way around. Yada yada yada. But I think it's cool with the options there. That part that I pointed out before, is going down the center of the canopy. You can see how it's very clear and defined there, and that goes in there. I think that's a wee bit cool too. That sounds about right. Yeah, 62 bucks, thereabouts. I believe it's $1 Australian. No, it's $1.50 Australian to $1 US at the moment. So yeah, something to that effect. All right. So that's, and the glass is pretty clear and obvious as to where it's all nice and defined. I like that. I like that. So yeah. But scope this little number out, by golly. Now, with their photo etch, you do have to paint it. What's required is negligible. It's not a biggie. But scope this shit out, man. Okay, if you look at, that's going to be the dash right there. And we paint that black. And then on the actual plastic dash, we're going to be putting that decal. That goes on top, and that's going to give us the exact look of, well, them coming through. It gives a 3D effect on it overall, and I must say, bravo to Italeri on that one. The rest of it we do paint, but looking at the parts themselves, they're not so small as to... the detail's fantastic, mate. Look, I love detail. I really, really do. And I'm looking at this and I'm just going, oh, detail. Oh, yeah. Oh, really? That sort of surprises. Anyway, be that as it may. Which actually you'd think would make them, in a sense, more expensive, hey? But yeah, it's a beautiful kit, mate. I'm very impressed. I is well impressed. But yeah, look, I like this enough. Because here's the deal. I ordered a B-17F Memphis Bell. Yeah, well, that's what I would have thought so, man. I would have expected it to be at least somewhat cheaper, purely because of exchange rate. The plot thickens. The same cannot be said for my hair. Anyway, getting back to I ordered a B-17F Memphis Bell from a hobby shop a few weeks back. Hadn't heard from them. Rang them up, and they couldn't get it. I'd have been glad if they could have told me this, but we'll leave that discussion there. Anyway, and I had already ordered this when I found that out. Now, I've since ordered a Memphis Bell on eBay. Not so much. I've got fighters I've got quite a few of, yeah. But these are, one of the things about bombers is they're very time consuming. That one you can see has got so much detail. That's going to be a lot of work, but it's going to be very rewarding. Anyway, I've got the B-17F coming. Now, I've still got the Lank to finish. Oh, that'll be my second Lancaster. Ha! But I'm in two minds now, having seen how nice this kit is. When I finish the Lank, do I want to go on to this, or do I want to hold off till I get the B-17F and get stuck into that one? Decisions. Now, oh, dearie me, excuse me. That said, if that is my single biggest conundrum in life, gee, it's a tough existence, isn't it? One thing I would also say about these older aircraft is that more often I seem to see jets than you do. They seem to be more common, and to some extent, you see helicopters as well. I grew up. My grandparents raised me for a. Yeah, well, that's the thing. I mean, I do airbrushing as well, but it's a question of, do I go the Stirling? Do I go the B-17F? These difficult decisions. Anyway, um, here's another toy that I got arrived yesterday. And I had a quick look at the assembly instructions, and they look pretty cool. Yeah, lots of cars, yeah. Now this is, as you can see, BF109F2. Most particularly, there's different options on the insignia, but they belong to Adolf Galland. Now, I don't know if you know Galland. Oh, yeah. I'm not quite sure what Gundams are, to be honest. I know they're sort of like figures, but I'm not very knowledgeable on the subject. Anyway, Galland was one of the most high-ranking Luftwaffe commanders. Now, here's our kit. And they do give options on... Tell me a bit about Gundams. I am curious. They give us a few options on different paint colors and potentially different decaling. This is in May 41, April, May. November. Also November, but a different November instead of March. The paint job's fundamentally the same. Might be that there's it's a different aircraft. But the paint job is fundamentally the same. All right. Now, the thing I liked about this when I looked was a lot of the cockpit detail. Big robots with human pilots. Yeah, well, that Gundam sounds Japanese. Yeah, right. Interesting. Now, getting back to one of the things I liked about this was the very nice detail on the engine area. Look at this. They got both cannons, so you can put them in properly. You've got that bracket this is handy as. Yes, it's going to be fiddly to get on. That's what tweezers are for. Oh, sorry. But you can paint them much more effectively than put them on than having to work around them. You basically build the engine out. It looks... That's cool. That's going to really facilitate detailing. That's cool. Now... Yeah. Are you talking about my kit or in Gundam? Yeah, you'd expect there to be detail in... I'll zoom out just a little. Now, other things they've done well, in my opinion, they've pretty much built the seat in by the looks. No, there it is. Oh, that's curious. They're reckoning you put the seat in at that point. Where I speak for myself. I reckon I would probably put it in here. I'm entitled to do it my way, I guess, in that circumstance, so I shall. But again, that detailing through there is pretty nice. Oh, yeah. And, you know, man, that is the shit that makes me happy. Seriously. I love that detail, that going, whoa, look at that. Now, one thing they do have that I like, actually two things I like. Airfix do a BF109E4, and it's got a really nice bit of engine detail. Not as nice as this, I must say, but it's nice, and they have a single clip, the cowling comes off. This, done properly, scoped that out, which is exactly how it would have operated. So you get the cowling to flick up on either side. Further, it's a three-piece canopy, which the Airfix is, but not all 109s are. And that makes a difference as far as, obviously, you can't see the interior, or it's harder if there's a one-piece canopy in place. Overall, it's looking promising. I'm happy with what I'm seeing. I mean, I can make some decisions on which setup and stuff. I'm going to zoom you out a bit. A bit later. Now, and they very tactfully left the schwastikas. You can make them, which is fair enough. Some people get very particular about that. I personally prefer my schwastikas intact. Not because I'm a fan of the Nazis in any capacity, but just because that's historically how the aircraft looked. We've got a reason. Oh, that's something I don't mind. On a 109, there's a sequence of numbers that rolls along on. In fact, I can even show you. Let's have a few look at things while we go along. It's not the smoothest pressing I've ever seen. That's a bit, but be that as it may. Yeah, it's got a bit of flush. That's it. It's not bad. It's not great. Yeah, it's a bit heavy, but it's nothing that can't be worked with. We'll certainly fix it up. We'll certainly get it looking very pretty, and I shall. One of these has, I wonder if, there's two sets of exhaust manifolds here, and I can't help but wonder, wonder, if here's a question. You see, some of these parts are such that I do. Detail on this is very nice. Close. What I'm considering is I'm looking at some of these parts and going, will be better served. I've got an AZ F2. I want to include some of the parts off of that. No, I reckon this is just needs a bit of tweaking, a bit of prettying up. I've got to say the dash isn't bad. The dash is one of my am I happy or not capers. And as you can see, it's got reasonably well-defined gauges and stuff, so I can have a bit of fun with that. But yeah, as you can see, the plastic's a bit heavy and a bit of flush, but mostly I'm pretty happy with them. Anyway, what I was trying to show you, or what I was going to show you and forgot, got distracted along the way, was there's a series of panels down the side of that's kind of funky. A very close look at that. Wow. Oh, now that's cool. If I'm correct, that is not merely a bracket, but there's a couple of wires coming out that need to connect. So you paint them a certain colour. Don't mind that. Yeah, it's pretty cool. Good at that. Oh, now here's something they've won brownie points. Here we go. Scope this shit out. First, I'll tell you about the panels. I keep forgetting. Now, if we come around here into the light a bit, can you see the light? Okay, see this? Normally there's a series of numbers. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, and so forth, all the way to the rear panel. That's on a BF109. Now, on the Airfix, you have to go individually. The numbers come out 1, 2, 3. On the Tamiya 109G6, and indeed on this one, come here, you, come here. It's one decal, which can make it so much easier. Certainly a lot less time consuming. Now, next, the other thing I was going to show you. Now, if you look, you'll see how that comes. Let's just get move that around down a bit. So let's hope, there we go. Right. Now see how that's a very bit, well, once it's sanded down a bit, that'll be like that, and you'll notice it's different. There, that's got a slight downward lip. That's correct. That's very accurate. A lot of 109s that go into that detail. But that little lip is something that needs to be there, and it is. And I'm very happy about that. Now, again, you can see they've got some really... It's a pity it's not... If you could be just a little cleaner in the pressing, it would be absolutely magnifique. It's good. I won't bag it out. That would be harsh. But if they could find a way of crisping up those that pressing, oh my god, that would be sexy as all hell. But, and the inside is very nice, I'll say that too. Look at that. There's detail options, I tell you. One thing I would say about the way they've pressed that is they've given very clear, and on that one, as far as it is, not necessarily as defined as you might like. You surely can't miss it, can you? It's all pretty in your face, which offers some good detailing options. So that's got, like I said, the markings for Gallant, specifically for Gallant. All of them. So yeah, I will be wanting to use that one because I think the little wing thing there looks cool. Not quite sure what the deal is with the 23. Well, it does look like it's scored a few more there, doesn't it? We shall see. We shall see. But that is our 109 F2. Pretty chipper with that. Where to put the canopies? Oh, they're still here, that's alright. So yeah, they're again. Now one thing that's kind of interesting that they do, they supply the canopies as normal, but they also supply a front one. I'm not quite sure what the deal is with that one. I'm thinking that maybe That's like a metal guard sort of a thing. A panel of heavy perspex for the front. I don't know. I'll have to have a bit of a research on that one. But on the whole, looks there's a bit of flush to work with around, but yeah, given the rest of it's actually very good, I will roll that way. Because this by no means the worst I've seen. Hopefully the decals are smooth operators. I do have a backup plan if these don't work. If they turn out to be rather scary. The cardboard's not that nice. But if there's a problem there, I do have some petting house decals for Galland. Now here's something that's kind of funky. Actually very sensible, I must say. You'll notice on these two decals, there's the now there is actually a correct term for that cross, something loose, but bottom line, the cross. And in each of them, you'll see there's something else. Now they correspond to, I would suggest, give me a moment, there will be on the fuselage a point where that would go, that circle part would go, and equally that little one there. I'm not spotting the circle point. Normally there's a defined point where you go with. Okay, option 2, as about. Go 4. Goes on that side. Ah, there we go. Maybe? Yeah, okay. So, you'll be able to position that exactly because of that. Hang on. Yeah, see that? That little circle on the cross goes there. So therefore, once that's in position on there, we know that the rest is in. Yep, that's correct. It looks a little lower than it should be. Can't see anything else that it would be. If I go there and it looks like it's just not going to sit, then I'll move it. But that would appear to be the point where that circle goes and should match, and boom. Now let's see what we got on the other side. Do we have? Right. I would suggest that on that side, yeah, that's probably. Let me have a good close look at that. Yeah, okay. That goes on the corner of that. There's a little compartment there. Yeah. That little compartment's the first aid kit. So what happens is that I need to make sure that that little cross on the red cross on top of the German cross goes here, roughly. So yeah, okay. Beyond that, it's all fairly straightforward. Also got rid of all the flush and yada yada yada. So yeah. Oh, I use Mark Setter and Mark Soften as well. Yeah, it's actually, I find, I'm sure I'm preaching to the converted here, absolutely essential, particularly with aircraft, and indeed anything, because you don't want to make it look like you got a bloody decal there. You want to make it look like it's either been painted on or whatever, that it's meant to be there. The softener really helps with that, and yeah, that's my take on it. Now, so there's our two new kits. Now, as I said, I've got a whole truckload of stuff I'm looking to work on in the next 12 months. What I want to do for the next 2 weeks is clear my bench in as much as finish all my existing projects, possibly up to and including some armour I'm working on. Now, the existing projects I can even show to some extent. There's the length that you've already seen. This is not far from being done in actuality. This is a dam busters. I've got to finish the bomb bay. I've got to and wheelbase, but once that's done, most of it's ready to rock and roll. Just got to get the engines on, gun nests in, a few little touch-ups, boom. So there's that one. Hang on. Yeah, there we go. So that's coming along. There's that. There's, oh, it's a bit of a stretch. I might need to stand up. Deary me. Actually, hang on a moment. Stretch. There we go. Come on. Down you come. There's this. That's a Hawker Tempest. That's very close to being done now, as you can see. The gun nests I made, or gun nest gun bays, they're not actually part of the kit. I'm pretty pleased with those. Kind of proud of them. Now, and I built the interior for this and it got stalled by not having a steering wheel for it. Now, I've kind of fixed that. I've also got a figure I've got to put with that I've almost finished. This chappy. He's got a head. Where is he? Yep. Up. Boom. So, I want to finish all of those off. I don't necessarily need to finish the armour, but I'd like to certainly I want to finish the Lank, the Tempest. I've also got a 1-35 Tiger started, and I'm doing the commander of that at the moment. Again, this is Bod. I've got to do a few tidy ups on him. He's got a head around here somewhere too. Oh, here it is. Off with his head. That's the head sort of a thing. A few tidy ups needed on that too. But yeah. And it's still not finished. But yeah, it's coming along. Anyway, but I want to get as much of those done in the next fortnight to try and clear the bench a bit, get things in order, And then I'm going to start looking at whether I do the Stirling or the B17F. I'll probably get 2 projects going. I'm thinking of, I've got a Lavochkin I would like to start. An Eduard Lavochkin. I'm going to wind up the stream now, by the way. And that's got some really nice detail on it as well. And I'll do one of the bombers, but I will look at. I want to finish these first. Certainly the aircraft. I'll do armour regularly on the Monday, just as a bit of a change of pace. And I've actually got a car coming. I've never built a car before, but I have one coming, and I'm building it for my nephew. It's a Hasegawa 1:24 Corolla Advan Rally setup. And I'll do that on Fridays. So as that I do, I'm also going to, once I start my new round of projects, I'll probably be doing 2 streams a day. So, yeah. And I'll be doing one earlier and one current sort of a time. But yeah, there we have it. Now that is me done for the day. Thanks heaps for watching. I do genuinely appreciate it. I particularly appreciate chat. It's always appreciated, like I said. Now, Monday is when I'll be back. That's Monday Australian time, being Sunday in the US, or Sunday evening / Monday morning in Europe, depending what part of Europe you're in. Yeah. Glad you like it. Yeah, anyway, Monday is when I'll be back next. For the next week, maybe 2 weeks, I'll just be on the usual sorts of a time, and so this will apply on Monday. Again, that's Sunday, and yeah, we'll be doing armour, or at bare minimum, we'll be finishing the figures that we've got for the armour, and I'll have a look at how much more I've got to do on that. And I might have the Staghound on hand for a bit of expansion on that. So as we can get stuck into that, get that knocked off. That would be cool. Right. Well, that's my waffle done, kids. Now, for any first-time viewers who may be out there, I have magic words for you, and they're not Shazam or abracadabra. They are follow, like, or subscribe. If you want to track me down on other platforms, I'm Rob the Builder on Facebook, YouTube, and Discord. I'm Rob the Builder and Food Monster on Twitter. And I'm Robster the Builder on Instagram and Twitch. Again, follow, like, subscribe. Oh my God, I almost broke the sound barrier. Now, that all of that said, I will be back Monday, as I said. Same kit time, same kit channel. And hopefully I'll catch you good people then. See yous.